Hello and welcome back to some more Star Citizen content today. I wanted to go over all the gunships around this size of the Paladin, the new ship that came out in the PTU. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment below to let me know your thoughts about this video here, my comparison. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to it here. I wanted to just compare a couple of ships with the Paladin. We're going to talk about the Redeemer and the Retaliator as well, since they're about the same size class as the Paladin that was newly released. And I like to compare these ships just to compare the differences of what you're looking for whenever you're making a purchase in-game credits for picking up a ship or in the RSI website. So just to make, be mindful of what you're picking up here. But yeah, this is the Paladin. This is the new bad boy of the block here. I've already did a whole long review overall tour of this ship here, so I will briefly go over this one more time just for specs on this. But top turret up here, got size 5s. Those are remote controlled for a turret gunner. Side guns right there, those are size 4s. It's got a size 3 shield generator as well. Let's take a quick brief look on the inside. So ideally, this is something that I'm learning that it would be essential to bring another co-pilot here, so someone here who can take control of the top turret to reach the potential, at least most of the potential of this gunship here. I would say, in my opinion, just so that you can get that full firepower. There's staircases to go down to the lower floor. Staircase to go down to the lower floor right here as well. You got lots of space in this ship. It's actually quite big for its size. Got a bathroom in there. This is pretty much sit, chill area. Then you got crew habitation. This is crew 1. This is going to be bunk bed, so it helps if you want to do bed logging. You got some storage in here as well. And this is the second crew habitation. So there's a total of 4 bunk beds. You could bring an extra 2 more people for remote control turrets. Those will be at the bottom, and I'll show that here in a sec. This is the component room. Let me see if I can find. This is also suit lockers, weapons lockers right there as well too. This is how you get out of the ship. This is your exit and entry, only one way in the ship. And through here. Also, this is a storage grid, just in case you guys weren't aware. So this is for storage. I believe it's just the 4 SCU size. So you just take a 2 SCU crate here, another 2 SCU crate over there. So you have extra room for ammo, whatever you need, or looting. And here we got the lower floor. This is going to be the lower station for the other remote turrets. So another seat here. So left gun if you want to bring another gunner, just to bring that extra 180 degree, just that whole view over here of that ship. I don't know why I'm having weird flickering of like lighting in here the ship. This side, it's going to be obviously this side of the ship. So, I mean, just make sure to bring an extra person when you're using this ship here. I would say just at least to have that turret top at least remote controlled, because you do not have any of that firepower as you're sitting here in the pilot seat. I'll demonstrate. I'm sure everyone knows this already though, but just for sake of argument, all you have is this. You do not have any other power beyond just that. And of course, just leave it fixed. Don't put gimbal. I learned that when I was doing a combat test, just overall when I was testing out this ship and combat capabilities, that gimbal is just not the way to go. So just leave it fixed, just on my experience. I'm still testing this out in the PTU, so I'll have like a final thoughts video a little bit later when I get to that. There's quite a bit of ships that came out recently, 3 during CitizenCon, so there's a lot that I need to cover still. But yeah, this is Paladin. Very gorgeous looking ship, very cool, very militarized. I like the look that they did, true to the concept, and I think that this is going to be a great addition to the gunships that we have very little of, and we have a lot of fighters just in game in general. So that's cool to see more gunships. I like it. More co-op turret play with another person to bring on another ship. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to next ship, the old dog, the Redeemer. All right, right now, so we're looking at the Aegis Redeemer here. This is a very old gunship that came out years ago. That was a long time ago a top performer, and it got slightly in the gunship role changed to focus more on the fighter's side of things. It's a little bit more agile from what I understand when using this thing. I have not used this in quite a bit. It's been months, but it's a little bit more agile from what I can tell towards the when comparing to the Paladin. So it's not as sluggish. It's a little bit more maneuverable. So it's got the top turret up there. You can see in the top. Those are size 4 guns. By default, I think they're 84Bs. And bottom gun down there. Another turret slot right there for another person to use. Those are also the same guns, size 4s. The pilot does have actually access to the some guns in here. So here's demonstration. So I believe these are actually, oh, let me check the guns right here, what they're specifically by default, what this comes with here. M5A, so you got those size guns. I believe those are size, oh gosh, M5A. I am not remembering what sizes these are, but you got C-788. So I believe these are like a mix of like size 4s and size 3s. I think these M5As are size 3s. So you have 2 of those, and then you have these are attached to the wing. These are the ballistic get-ins. But I've done this where I took just rhinos, put those on there, and just swapped that out. So I had actually more ammo, so not just 100 by default. But yeah, this one here was a very popular ship back in the day until it got major changes done to it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of it. It used to, back in the day, have size 5s and like size 3 like shield generators, and I think the shield generators are now size 2s. There's like multiple of them. But here, let's see. So we have front remotes, turret seats. So I really wouldn't worry too much about that because Paul has access to that. This is the rear remote turret seats. This is back of the ship where there's another turret that you can use if I can find the button. See the tail? So this is the back of the ship. And there's the ramp right there. And I believe these are also size 3s as well. Yep, looks like these are size 3s. So, yeah, you get 2 of those in the back turret if you want to bring a third person with you to cover the tail gun to reach more of that potential of this gunship. This is how you would, I believe, access the lower turret. Yeah, lower turret is down there. Just for show, I'll show you. So, that's going to pop up. And you got pretty good like degree angle on this as well, so except like towards the back of the ship you're pretty limited because the way that they place the turret. But yeah, that's the size 4 guns on there. You really want to use this ship. It's made to go after fighters, so It's a little tanky, not quite as it used to be. It used to have like a size 3 shield gen, so now it's all size 2s, I believe. This is the component access room in here. This is the other upper remote turret. You got a pretty good view on the top of the ship. Whenever I typically brought people, I usually had someone always in the Top Gun while using this, using the Redeemer. So it's got a lot of seats in here. Down here, this is how you access the lower part of the floor, the bottom deck. So as you can tell, it is a smaller size compared to the Paladin. And I believe you actually do have access to some drinks. Ooh. Get some beer, some drinks in here. That's actually the first time I've seen stuff in here. Okay, that's cool. Let me see if this will... Yep, got water, more drinks in here. That's actually the first time I've actually seen this fridge usable now. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I actually looked at this ship and used it. So you got bunk beds, got 2, 4. This is access to nothing. Apparently it's supposed to be where you store, I assume, it's not a suit locker, so I just assume one day just clothes or whatever. Or eventually storage unit. This is the restroom of the ship. And this here is, I believe, yep, this is cargo. So you can have a single SCU crate here in the back just for spare ammo, weapons, whatever you need to use. I don't think actually I saw even a weapons rack anywhere. So I assume this is just where you can put like extra armor, loot, whatever you find out in the verse. You can place that in here. This is the back of the ship where you can actually exit. And you can close that. But yeah, no, I think that's my coverage on the Redeemer. It used to be a very popular ship, not so much nowadays. The Paladin's going to overtake this. And the difference is this is going to be used specifically for that gameplay of going after fighters in terms of gunships for its role. Paladin, where that's going to be going after more of the larger targets of those size 5 guns, big, more armor and larger shield generator. That's a size 3. But yeah, that is the Redeemer. And this one here is the aegis Retaliator. This is before even the Redeemer time period. This is a very, very old gunship that was introduced into the game. Oh God, I can't remember what patch it was. It was, I think this was like 3.3 or 3. This is 3.2. This is a very, very old ship on here. It's, yeah, about the same size, a little bigger than the Retaliator. It's kind of similar to the Paladin, but the Paladin's got more interior space, in my experience. Oh, I was supposed to talk about the guns up here. So you got turned up there in the top, very front nose, close to the nose of the ship. Then you got 2 more right there in the back, and underneath this thing you got a turret down here at the bottom, and another turret. That's the nose turret right there in the front. So you got 2, 4, 5 in total. I would say just that for this ship, this is... Oh, I didn't mean to get out the seat. This one here, you're not exactly one... You can use this to go after fighters, but this is more dedicated for that... Well, actually, I can't even say that now because now it's got modularity. So now I can take cargo. I don't think this one has the torpedoes. It does not. Uh, by default, way back in the day, this used to actually have torpedoes. It used to be, I believe you can still get the modular rooms for the torpedoes, and I'll show that. This one is made to go after the larger ships in combat based on the torpedoes, and they were size 9s, and I believe you would get, oh, what was the number? I think it was like 6 or 9 torpedoes you would get from this ship here. But yeah, it's got plenty of firepower for what you need. It's got size 2 shield generators. It's got plenty of interior space in here as well. This is the portion of where you can access the lower turret here. Just for demonstration, I'll show this really quick. But yeah, this is the, I believe these are, they're Badgers or Panthers, one of those two. But these are size 3 weapons and the repeaters. And this is the, I forgot about this ladder actually. Yeah, totally forgot about that ladder, but this is the ladder you can go to the upper portion of the ship to access more turrets. This is the turret I was showing up here in the top of the ship, and then back here we have, I believe this is habitation. Yeah, so this is like bunk beds, so you can bed log. I don't see any access to components in here. I am curious to see where those are at here in the ship, but yeah, you got how many beds? 5? Wait, 2, 4, 6 beds. So potentially you could bring 6 people if you want to on this ship. Let's see. So here we can go around the corner. This is the, I think by default this is just like the cargo bay. Yeah, this is just the cargo bay here. This one, this is like one of the rooms also you can, it's modular, so this is like one of the few modular ships in the game. You could actually put torpedoes in here. And same for, that's one of the components, nice. That's an elevator just to go down, exit the ship. So you can just do that. There's actually multiple entrances, so you can go there. And in here, this is, I forgot this had an airlock. An airlock. Ladder. So you have like 2 ways to get in, get out. Depending where you're at. And in here, let's see. So this is, no clue what that is. This is another one of the modular rooms here. I believe this is just, they're either blank or they're cargo grids. I couldn't tell right now, honestly. I haven't been on this for a while as well. This is an older design ship on here. But yeah, good times from this ship. This is another room for you can use for torpedoes. And I think when we go down here further, there's just more rooms. This is one of the turret axis. This is for the top turret. And this is the bottom turret underneath the ship. And this is another way to enter the other turret on top. And I think all the turrets, I believe, are all size 3s on here. Yep. So, very, a lot of hallways. It's got these big rooms here you can use for torpedoes. So, eventually in the game, when you can use torpedoes, I just recommend getting the torpedo kit. For the modular rooms, I don't know if those are at all in the game. They might be now. But yeah, definitely recommend torpedo rooms for sure. For this specific role of the ship. I can't call that back up. Okay then, I guess I won't. But yeah, very old ship design. One of the other, same size role for gunships. I would, in this game, it's about the same size as. These are the top, these are like the three ships that I can find and dig up for information. So the Retaliator here that we just looked at, the Redeemer, and the Paladin. That's a new gunship that came in. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful information comparison. Looking at between all these different ships here. So, if you want something that's going to go after big targets of torpedoes, you might want to consider the Retaliator. If you want something that is closer to dogfighting, I would definitely recommend not like the dogfighting, but going after the lighter medium fighters. I'd try out maybe the Redeemer, see if that's something you like. Just be aware it doesn't have that much shields. Same with the Retaliator. These two gunships are size 2 shields on here, so just be aware of that if you're taking this out into a fight. I actually believe the Retaliator's got more armor compared to the Redeemer. I think. I'd have to double check online to look that up though. But yeah, typically when I fight the Retaliators, these are pretty tough freaking ships to take down, and they just have a lot of armor on them. So you could use this for that. If you got torpedoes for light fighter, medium fighters, that kind of a gameplay, or heavy fighters, you can try that as well if you're really skilled at that. You get good. Paladin, heavy combat ship, gunship. I would say heavy gunship. That's actually Perseus. We'll talk about that next month when I check out that ship during IAE. Let me see if I can pull up that ladder. That is really an annoying elevator, but yeah, I hope you found this comparison test helpful. So, Retaliator, bring multiple people if you want to. Same thing, Redeemer, Paladin. All you really need to bring is just one person for the Paladin, and that one's just pretty tanky as well too. But yeah, that is all the gunships I want to talk about. I hope you found this helpful, and I will catch you on the next one.